What's up everyone, Ben from Living Survival, and today before we get started I wanted to have a brief discussion on proper testing of products like flashlights. Now I feel I do a good job and a thorough job of thoroughly testing products out in the field. Of course I can't wait a year before I bring my review out to you, so you could question long-term durability tests, but if I have any issues with a product going forward, a major con or a major flaw for example, I'm always sure to bring that to my audience's attention. To me, a flaw is something that doesn't work out of the box or works completely different than the manufacturer suggests it should work. Now with flashlights, typically water ratings, for example, IPX6 or I8, water resistant or waterproof. Waterproof meaning that you could take it down to a certain depth and it should be able to withstand that depth. Water resistant meaning that you could get it splashed and it should be able to withstand that. So in my opinion, impact resistant means the exact same thing. It means resistant. It should be resistant to a fall of 1 meter, for example, 3 feet off the ground. Furthermore, just because the specs claim that it should be resistant to a 1 meter fall isn't always going to be the case. I mean, my car has airbags. They should work right, but does that mean I should slam into a tree and test them out? If a manufacturer were to say that it was 1 meter impact proof, then yes, it shouldn't fail on you. But again, it's an electronic piece of equipment. All electronics can and will fail. Now, I used to do things like freeze my flashlights in a block of ice and drop the block of ice or drop the flashlight on the ground. And honestly, what does that do for the reviewer? What does it do for the consumer? It should just be common knowledge that you should take proper care of your equipment, especially if it's a piece of electronic equipment. You should take proper care not to drop it. You should take proper care not to abuse it. And to me, doing a test where I'm dropping something from a higher level than the manufacturer suggests that it will be resistant to is not a proper test and not worth wasting my time doing. Not to mention, most companies have a pretty decent replacement warranty. ThruNite, for example, a two-year replacement warranty. So if you drop your flashlight after a year and 11 months, guess what? They're going to send you a brand new flashlight. So again, really, what does it do for a reviewer to go out there and slam a flashlight on the ground and come back if it breaks and say it's a flaw? In most cases, you can take the manufacturer's word for it that they've properly tested their product before bringing it to market. And yes, they do count on reviewers to thoroughly test their product within their specifications and report back of any flaws that don't meet that criteria. Now, once in a while, it is fun to go out there and abuse something, torture test something, see how much abuse it can take, see what its snapping point is. But is that going to be the case in every single video review? Definitely not, and especially since I've handled so many different flashlights, I can pick one up and I can tell you the differences, I can tell you the pros, I can tell you the cons with an adequate amount of use, and you can make up your decision on whether or not it's the product for you. I myself watch several different videos when I decide or decide not to buy a product, so I suggest the same to you. Take what I say as information, take what others say as information, and make your own buying decisions. Just for fun and for those that are going to comment, let's see it. I'm going to go ahead and roll in some footage of some drop tests with the new TN12 by ThruNite. Thought I killed it there for a second, but the back just spun loose. Still works. Alright guys, hope that clears up any question as to why I don't abuse test most of my products. Let's get back to the review. So let's take a look at the light. This is the ThruNite TN12, the 2016 version. They've had a few different versions of this light. This one is 1100 lumens. I believe they had 1000 lumen, a 1050 lumen, and now an 1100 lumen. It has the XPL V6 LED in there, fairly deep reflector. It does shoot out fairly far, 226 meters with an intensity of 12,800. You can see that my LED is perfectly centered in there. That's always nice to see. Smooth reflector, anodized aluminum frame. Now the ThruNites are a little bit thinner in my opinion as compared to like a Phoenix, for example, but again, you don't pay as much for a ThruNite and they're still a well-built, solid flashlight. This one has a raised mode button on the side. I like that a little bit better than the TC12 had with the recess button. However, no way to recharge this other than taking the battery out. That can be a pro, that can be a con. Some people love to have the USB charging capability. For me, it's not a big deal since I take my batteries out and charge them pretty often. Now, this takes one 18650 or two CR123s, pocket clip, which is removable. Of course, it comes with the lanyard and a sheath like most ThruNites do. I do like on the tail end here how it is flat. The mode button or the on-off button is flat here with the tail cap, meaning that it will tail stand pretty easily. Pretty similar to something like a Phoenix PD35. Again, maybe not as thick of aluminum. Still does have great knurling on it, and overall fit and finish is still really good on this light, especially for $49. This is the moonlight mode, 0.4 lumens, that'll run for 74 days, quite a long time. We can step up into the 18 lumen mode, which you can see this light has a perfect mix of spot and flood, perfect for EDC. Now this is the cool white version. You can also get it in a neutral white version. We can jump up to the 175 lumens. Plenty bright enough for camp tasks, plenty bright enough as an EDC light. You can jump up again to 435 lumens. We are starting to reach out here. We can hit the building over there. Plenty bright, and then we can jump up into the 1100 lumens. We can shine past the building into the trees in the background. Very nice light. Very nice beam. For those of you that like a cool white light, this one is fantastic. Here's the strobe on this light. Not too fast, not too slow. Very nice overall. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, taking a look at the ThruNite TN12, another great flashlight from ThruNite, a great EDC light, great light for your kit, and affordable at that at $49. I'm going to put some links below to where you guys can pick one up. Let me know in the comment section whether you think it's a flaw that a flashlight or any other electronic piece of equipment fails if you go above and beyond the manufacturer's specifications. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on that. Please share this video to your friends and family on your social media, and as always, click that red subscribe button, subscribe to my channel for more videos.